Hi, here's the first essay prompt of our semester. I want to walk through this together because, first of all, being the first one, I want to make sure everybody understands what is in the prompt and what I'm asking for. This is the Chapter 1 essay, Why Did We Create Monsters? It says, write an essay in which you respond to one of the following questions taken from Monsters Chapter 1. Now, I'm not going to walk through all these questions. You can do that on your own using our textbook. I do want to emphasize a couple of things though. Please choose one of these questions, not all the questions, nor should you choose a question which is not on this list. I choose this list carefully because I think these are the questions that might make the best essays. So, Hitchcock, Del Toro and Hogan, Klotzman, Brothers, Lowry, and Asma. These are all, of course, articles or excerpts that are in the Monsters, second edition. Now, let's talk about some really important things. The final draft of the essay is due Monday, April 19th, 11:59 p.m. Okay, so you have right before midnight at the end of Monday, April the 19th. That gives you basically 2 weeks from today. Be sure to follow the out-of-class essay guidelines for matters of format and style. If you haven't done so yet, please look those over. The out-of-class essay guidelines are found in the introduction module. There is a handout that you can download and print out for yourself if you wish. There's also an accompanying video that walks through the various aspects of the guideline sheet. Please remember, I expect you to follow what's in the guidelines. This is something that you will be graded on, your ability to apply what I ask you to do. Okay? The guidelines, as I explained in the video, are to help you write good academic work. Be sure to include a word count at the end of your essay. Okay? Word counts are very easy to come by these days thanks to the magic of computers, so that should not be a real problem. Remember, you must meet minimum requirements, including word count, sources, and subject matter. No late essays will be accepted without a signed doctor's note or other verified excuse. Let me explain what I mean by that. Computer problems are not a verifiable excuse. Okay, otherwise every student will have computer problems the night a paper is due. Verified excuse means maybe you got arrested or you had to show up in court. As well as I said, the medical excuses, okay? Family crises, computer problems, these are not verifiable excuses, okay? And please do not just say you forgot. That's very honest, but it's not going to help. Submit a thesis, statement, and topic outline to Canvas by Friday, April the 9th. That's the end of this particular week. Okay. Now, the thesis statement is in the module. There is a sample. Please look at the sample and watch the video that accompanies the sample, that you understand what I'm asking for. I do not want an introductory paragraph. I want a thesis statement, which is a single sentence. I want a topic outline, which gives me a sense of where you're going. It is not a fully developed outline like Roman numerals, capital letters, that sort of thing, right? It's more of a point-by-point thing on a large scale. Please look that material over. It is available in the Chapter 1 module, okay? Please look it over before you turn in your thesis statement and topic outline. If you do it wrong, your grade will suffer. Please have MLA citation entries for one source. The source may be from our textbook. Now, again, we have MLA help. There is, first of all, the sheet that I have available for you in the introduction. There is also a sheet which specifically shows you how to cite the textbook. Okay, in other words, to cite an article from our textbook. If you choose to go solo, that is, of course, on you. Some students are very, very good at MLA. Some students just think they're good at MLA, but they're actually not. A participation grade will be assigned for this. In other words, there's 30 points on the line for this assignment. Now, after I get the thesis and topic outlines, I will divide the class up into what I call peer editing groups. I will post instructions on how to get to your group Canvas page. So each group has its own separate Canvas page. On that Canvas page, you will submit your rough draft. And you also submit it to me. And this will need to be done by Wednesday, April the 14th. Okay, so it's pretty quick, right? It's a few days after the topic outline is due. That's what you get when you get an 8-week class. Submit the completed peer editing sheets to your Canvas work group and to me by Friday, April the 16th, 11:59 p.m. That went pretty fast. So let me just explain. The purpose of the peer editing groups is to exchange rough drafts with each other, read those rough drafts, and fill out peer edit forms, which are available on the module, okay, so that you can help each other out. The peer edits are guided, meaning I have specific questions I ask you to consider as you respond to your peers. And to be very honest, looking at other people's work is also a really good way of better understanding strengths and weaknesses of your own work. And that's why we do this. We do this in a classroom environment when we did not have COVID. And this is how I reproduced this on Canvas during our wonderful COVID era. Okay? Again, there will be more instructions on specifically how to walk through the technical aspects of doing this, but keep the timeline in mind. April 9th, topic outline. April 14th, rough draft. 2 days later, peer edits are due. The following Monday, the final draft is due. It goes by pretty quickly. Now, the minimum requirements. What are the minimum requirements? These are things that need to be done to get at least a C on the essay. First of all, the paper should run at least 1,000 words, topping off somewhere in the range of about 1,400. Okay, that's by my memory. This means about in mathematics, sort of this squiggly line here. In other words, I'm not looking for a 2,000 or 3,000 word essay here. All right, 1,000 to 1,400 words usually winds up being somewhere between 4 to 6 pages, typed double-spaced. Okay. Strong essay structure, including the introduction, concession, rebuttal arguments, main body, and conclusion. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about here, that's because you probably haven't looked at the videos yet that are in the introductory module on the standard argumentative essay. You must watch those videos so that you can understand what I'm talking about. You need to have citations from at least one source. Okay, so I'm not requiring a lot of research necessarily on this assignment. The source can be from our textbook, so you don't even have to go outside of our textbook on this first essay. However, you can always use more. You can always go outside the textbook if you so wish. I know I certainly don't have a problem with you doing more than the minimum, right? It could be a movie, it could be a book, it could be an article, it could be a work from a website, as long as it's a credible website. I mean, there's a lot of openness, if you will, on what any additional sources could be. Okay, but you need to have at least one source. MLA format and presentation and documentation, including correct works cited list. Use the handouts on Canvas if you need help, or use some of the web links that guide you to other MLA support. Again, you'll find those web links on the modules, right? We have a module that is just called web links. Imagine that. Okay, so this is the assignment. Okay, this is the prompt. You will turn your essay in at the same place that you got this prompt when you're done with it. My recommendation to you is to start reading chapter 1. In fact, I would encourage you to read chapter 1 as soon as possible, and not just these articles. There's a couple other ones. There's Stephen King, and there's a wonderful passage from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which precede these questions. And then read Hitchcock, which talks about Mary Shelley. Del Toro and Hogan talk about the vampire myth. Klosterman talks about zombies. Brothers talks about Godzilla. Lowry talks about Slender Man, a monster created in the internet era. And Asma is more of a big picture look at monsters. And in fact, the reflection and response question number 6 is a question that allows you to write about pretty much any monster of your choice. So a lot of students like to do that just because of that freedom. Nevertheless, there's a lot of good questions here. If you have any questions for me, you don't understand something, please either message me, email me, or better yet, come to my office hours, which are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 to 12. You have, of course, an announcement with the Zoom link that you can use for that. Okay? I hope everybody is clear, but if not, please communicate to me as soon as you can. Thank you and good luck.